Shalom Aleichem, peace unto you. I'm Rabbi Kaba, teaching Talmudic Wisdom that you can use in your everyday life. We're studying Nedarim, that's vows, like vows and oaths, using your words, and we are on page 7. And the Gemara and our sages discussing in the Gemara, they ask if somebody just says to another person, "You're excommunicated from me." Does that mean they're taking a vow of getting no benefit from this person, or they're just being rude, or what are they doing really? So our sages rule that's not a valid oath or vow, but they point out there was a custom, and this custom was 2,000 years ago, over 1,000 years ago, that if they heard someone mention God's name in vain, using it as a curse word or an expletive or something like this, then they would excommunicate that person. And this actually had practical ramifications. No one else could do business with that person. They wouldn't be involved in the synagogue or with public life, public affairs. So it was a fairly serious thing. And our sages point out that the idea behind this is when you see someone doing something wrong, you should call it out. You should enforce the boundary of what is normal behavior and abnormal behavior. Now, today, you can't go around excommunicating people. No one's going to listen to you anyway. But you have to be aware of when you should note improper behavior to people. And it's a judgment call. If you're in the mall and you see a 10-year-old using a 4-letter word, maybe you're not going to say anything. But if it's your own 10-year-old in your own home, maybe you need to say something, and maybe there needs to be other punishments to set a boundary that's not appropriate if in your judgment for your family that's something that's not appropriate. So it takes a high degree of wisdom to discern when to speak up and when not to. But even if you're not going to say anything to the person who's doing something objectionable, you should say something to yourself or to your family members if they're around and they witness it also. You should call out that bad behavior to those in your circle who you do have influence over. Even if you can't fix the person doing the behavior, you can point out to others, hey, this is beyond the pale. This is not acceptable in our family. I don't know how they raise their family, but this is not something that we do. So the important idea here is when something's going wrong, don't let it slide. Speak up. And if you can't speak up to change the other person, at least exert influence over the direction of your own family or your own personality, your own level, and your own choices. Don't let other people push their behaviors and their language and their situation onto you. You choose for yourself what is acceptable and moral for you. You are the one in charge of the direction of your life. So with that, have a wonderful day and be blessed.